Yeah, she broke her nails. Jennifer Dory here. Look. She broke her nails.
Show the nails.
Show the fucked up nail.
That's fun.
Oh, that's the good one too. Can you single it out? I want to just see this one. So we're gonna get pedicures because my Flintstone feet need some love.
That's what Flex Wheeler
One of the first things Flex Wheeler said, he said, "Hey, you know the Flintstones, right?" I said, "Yeah, I know my feet. I know Flex. Thanks." And he said, "What's up with your nipples too?" I said, "Yeah, I got them Kai Green nipples. It's all right. All right, let's move on. Let's do some posing now." Beautiful nail spa.
How did he look this morning? What's your feedback?
Well, since New York, we basically started carbing up really heavy. We're eating about 800 grams of carbs, and Antoine's body was burning through it. His metabolism was very fast. So on Wednesday, we ended up going very, very high, well over 1,000 grams of carbs. And then we backed off Thursday and Friday, and I wanted to try to get him spilled over a little bit, so that way when we pull some water, he doesn't flatten out too much. So this morning, with all the manipulations and everything, you know, we were about 3 pounds heavier than we were last week, and he was very dry. So I think it's going to be the look that we're going for. But you know, these things, it's like there's so many variables. You know, we're going to see when we get into the lights. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, you know, the minor changes that we made this week to see how they transition to the stage. You know, I personally love a really dry, separated physique. But I understand that, you know, the judges want to see Antoine a little bit fuller because he is, you know, he needs to bring up his upper body mass. His legs are very dominant. So the only way to do that right now is to try and bring in the upper body fuller through manipulating, you know, carbs and water. So that's what we're going to do this week. And then obviously in the off season, we're going to be working on increasing Antoine's upper body thickness in the pecs and the back. In the arms, so yeah, we shall see. Yeah, they're on schedule.
Yeah, I think I'm pooping right now. Sorry, but I'm getting.
Oh,
you're pooping right now?
I was filming. Just filming. Oh my god. I'm on the pooper.
Basically, how's your tummy feel from the meal?
It's fine.
Yeah, digestion's good. Good. You're not too full or anything though, right?
No.
No, good.
No, I wouldn't want to eat another meal. That's
No. I just want to make sure you're gonna be okay for the carb drink with pump up, digested.
Oh, I'll do minimal water, I guess.
Yeah, just the 200 mils of water, and as you're pumping up, just sip on it, right? Just small sips. You don't have to drink it all. Just sip it while you're pumping up.
So you might as well come here on the side. Come here on the side. Flex. Yeah. Flex. He developed he developed great confidence during pre-judging and finals. You know, he got better as the competition went along. Great performance. His posing was outstanding. We heard you screaming, saying, squeeze those hamstrings, squeeze those hamstrings. What do you think about his posing?
Well, it's an honor to work with him. I actually worked with him a couple of days ago on his posing along with his coach, Dorian. So what's crazy is when you're trying to teach somebody how to pose in such a short period of time, you inundate them with so much information, it's hard for them to understand it. But just from that one session and then seeing him up on stage, he was able to take a lot of that and apply it on stage. And I actually think that really would help him squeeze out against Max. Just that little bit of fine detail that he had to be able to show that. So it's not always how great you are, it's how you can display that on stage. So listen, no matter what I said, no matter what we worked on, he had to take that and apply it. So all the credit goes to him, applying what we talked about and what we worked on.
Wise words from the Sultan of Symmetry, Flex Wheeler. You're the coach, man. 7th place last week. This guy comes in and he displays an amazing physique. He was conditioned. You know, he had the striated glutes, that back to bow bicep, and his confidence. What'd you guys do technically to improve him so much?
So last week at the New York, we were just a little bit flat. You know, speaking with the judges and speaking with Tyler after the show, he gave us some good feedback, things we needed to work on for the week to come in fuller, to correct some of his poses, which is why we hooked up with Flex Wheeler. Thanks to Ben Mikulski for doing that intro. And we made the appropriate adjustments. We listened to the judges' feedback. So all week, I mean, his metabolism was through the roof. So we were eating upwards of 1,000 grams of carbs every day. So it took 2 days out from New York till today. We've been eating over 1,000 grams of carbs. So yeah, it was a really fun process, and we both enjoyed it. And I couldn't be any happier. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Antoine Vaillant, the Canadian Ninja, has arrived. He's going to the 2020 Mr. Olympia. He's joining the likes of Dallas McCarver, Steve Kuklu, Nathan Diasha, Gerald Williams, Patrick Moore, former California state champions. I give you the last word. Switch real quick here. You want the last word? Grab that mic, look at the camera, and let everybody know that you love them.
How are you?
Well, I love you all for sure. And I want to thank
Sorry, we're recording a video.
who support me. And also, with all the COVID situation there, thanks to everybody who bought the live stream. I did a bunch of swipe ups for it. And there's a bunch of shows coming up. And if you want to support bodybuilding, you want to support the pros, the athletes, the best way to do it right now, if you can't go to the show, is to buy the stream. So do that. It's amazing. I bought the stream for all the other shows before, except the ones I just did in New York, but you gotta do that. You gotta support bodybuilding. If you love bodybuilding, support bodybuilding in any way you can. Thank you. He's the champion. He's a motivational speaker. He can do it all. My name is Tarek Ogindi with Antoine Vaillant, the great coach and the iconic Flex Wheeler. We'll see you guys next time.
So, you know what's better than a shower? It's jumping into a hotel pool instead of washing yourself. It's more fun, it's quicker, and it's less dirty. Go to the bathroom. It's green!
Oh my god! Mr. Cali Pro can't even get his phone to work.
Mr. Cali Pro was Canadian. And then New York Pro winner Ian was Canadian. Jim Mannion, the owner of the IBB, was like, what's up with that? A Canadian winning the Cali Pro? That's Flex Lewis. He's a 7-time 212 champion, and I'm actually going to compete against him now at his first Open Olympia. See what he has to say.
Antoine! Man, congratulations. I messaged Dorian. I don't know if you got the message, but either way, man, I turned on my phone to see this, and I'm so fucking happy for you, man. I am so happy. So I'm not going to take any time of yours. You need to celebrate with the fucking crew, the fam. And I just wanted to make a note when I said it, Dorian, saying just think of where you have come from to where you are now, man. The injuries and everything else, man. And it's a testament to your hard work, determination, and raw fucking grit, man. So celebrate, enjoy yourself, and if I hear back from you, I do. But anyway, man, just to let you know I'm fucking proud, bro.
Who are you talking to?
Sam,
Sam? Yeah, what's she saying?
she said, she's so happy for you, proud of you. You made an incredible comeback, and you're going to get better. She's asking if I'm going to celebrate.
Are you gonna celebrate?
I said I'll just do one meal tonight and back on the plan Monday.
What would you want to tell people?
Well, you know, the sharing about my addiction and just being just positive. Just being positive. Just be positive and making, you know, people like, yeah, I want to go to the gym. Or, oh yeah, I gotta, you know, I'm struggling and this guy made it. This guy went through the shelters, the rehabs and the addiction, and now he came back and he won, he qualified for the Olympia. He's one of the best bodybuilders in the world, and he was a drug addict, a junkie, you know, in the street. Yeah. So like, it's just talking about that. If somebody's going through hard times, like, wait a minute, this guy fucking did this, I can do it. Because that's what I would say. If somebody does something, like, why can't I do it? Like, what more does he have, the person? All humans are almost created equal. There's just situations sometimes are kind of shitty, but I think, like, if you look at, for example, Arnold, he was born modest in a farm in Austria, and then look what he did. But then what he has that the others don't is just drive, insane obsession drive, which a lot of bodybuilders have also, which he was. To do a show, you got to be a little bit obsessive. You got to be like, my next meal is in 2 hours, and this is the only thing on my mind right now, and anything else that goes between my meal and me in these times is out of the way. You get a little bit obsessed, but you know, if you have a goal in mind and you're motivated, you can. This is where you should channel your obsession, because in the past I was obsessive with bad things. This is when you get into trouble. You got to be aware of of your defects and stuff, and what you are and how you are, and you got to channel that into something good, you know. Yeah, well, I came 7th, and I really did my best. And I was like, okay, this is where I stand now. The guys are huge. The guys are huge. I got good legs. The guys are full and huge. I'm like, shit, 7th place. All right, whatever. And the thing is that when you give your 100% and you know you gave your all, it's like, you can't be mad at the outcome, because that's out of your control, right? So I wasn't mad at anything. I was actually happy I was competed. Like, geez, it's been 2 years and the tear and, you know, sorry. So when I got 7th place, then I had the Cali Pro to do it. We got some good feedbacks. We're like, okay, let's see how much we can improve. Let's try to come fuller, you know, because the Tyler Mannion, the head judge of the IFBB, said, come in fuller, same conditioning, and don't crunch down. He doesn't like the twisted abs and the crunch down. So then we got Flex Wheeler to help with the posing. And I think Flex being at the show, special thanks to Flex Wheeler, and helping me out with the posing. Just one session. It was a 2 hours and a half long session. It was pretty. I got schooled. I felt like a rookie, but anything that he said, I tried to apply on stage, and I think it helped me out. And then Doran was like the mastermind behind, like, how can I make him go? How can I give him that full look that I know he can have? So for, I think since 2 days out before the show, we ate like 1,000 grams of carbs a day. We would eat like pounds of rice per meal with the heaping tablespoon of honey, not the flush tablespoon, like a heaping spoon.
It was big.
Yeah, it was big. It was trying to like spill me over, and I was getting weight a little bit, and then the night of, it's like I was a little bit spilt over. Then because my metabolism is fast and I get rid of water pretty easily, in the morning I woke up, I was actually 259 point something, 260. I was roughly like 3 pounds max over heavier than New York. Just 3 pounds. But that 3 pounds of fullness, and the trick we learned with the Carb HD, because we were drinking for the finals at New York Pro, we were drinking Carb HD and a little bit of water with lots of sea salt. And then that filled me up for the night. So I was like, oh wow, we learned that. So now we'll do that for the
the Cali Pro. So we had the Carb HG backstage. I was pumping up, and then I was like, shit, actually I feel like I don't feel small right now. The muscle is there, I could feel the fibers and everything. And then I went on stage, posed big, did the shot that I was supposed to do, the new modifications that I learned from Tyler and Flex Wheeler. I made first call out. That was my goal at first. I wanted to just do better than New York. New York, I did first call out, but I was barely first call out. I was at the end. It just left me there, like whatever, you know. I made first call out, and then they switched me beside Max Charles, and they left me there. I said, "Oh, I think I'm top 3." So it's like, okay, all right, let's do it. Let's work. And it was pretty. It's always hard to pose on stage for some reason. With the mask, it was harder. And then after the posing, they said, okay, everybody stay, but Max and Antoine go backstage. I'm like, oh, top 2. I think we're top 2. I think it's me and Max. So I was wondering, like, how am I looking? I wonder how am I looking? And then Dorian I saw him like briefly, and he was like, he gave me good feedback. He was like, you know, he knows what to say to give you like a good boost, but not put your hopes too high. So I was like, okay, well, wow. So if I would get just second place to that guy who's been getting second and top 3, and had a good showings and stuff, Max is like he's been a top pro for a while now. Wow, what if I can win? What if I can win? The Flex Wheeler came in, he said, all his flaws, like just go on and slap his legs, slap his ass from the back, just have root glutes. I didn't slap his ass. But Flex Wheeler wanted me to get on him, you know, and pose with power, be the first to hit the pose, and then be the one of the last ones to release it. So the judges have more time to look at me. And I tried to apply what he said, and I was really on. I told Max Charles backstage, all right, man, you ready? Let's give them a good show. And I think he was into it, but I was more energetic, I think. He's a nice guy, though. He's a super nice guy. I think he's just he's vibing differently than me. You know, he's more chilled out, and you know.
No one has as much energy as you.
Yeah, well, fuck. When you're on stage, you're supposed to put on a show, right? I just want to have fun. You know, when you're on stage, just for you prep all this time for just this. You know, even though it's like sometimes it's like grueling up there. You're like, oh, I'm dying. You should see me backstage. I would pose like, yeah, power, energy. I would go backstage. I would kneel on all fours in front of a fan and just freaking die and just try to catch my breath because I pose so hard. I pose like when I flex like my life depends on it. And then they were giving the awards, and I knew I was like second or first because of how they did the judging when they put us back. So 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then like I was looking at Max Charles. I was like looking in his eyes, and then I was actually looking at Dorian. Like to see if he was looking, you know, like and then runner up, Max Charles. I was like, no way. I was like, no way. I had my mask on, and you know when you have like it wasn't crying, it was like a wave of like waves of like wow, like it's pretty cool. And then it didn't sink in. Like even now, like it sinks in, but not really. Sometimes partially when I think for like where I came from and all the rehab stuff, and I'm like, wow, I did accomplish a lot, you know. And the one thing I can say though is that I am proud of myself, and that's a good feeling because that's a good feeling. I'm proud of myself every day if I follow my heart. Of course, it's like yes, but when you achieve something like that, that's like just unique, and from what I did, like I'm really proud of myself with what I did. So that's priceless. That feeling is like, I know that feeling is worth so much because I felt the opposite multiple times. Multiple times, like ashamed of myself, guilty, angry, I was hating myself before. And then, yeah, I went from there with the help of everybody, of course, that, you know, you guys know. And then I went from there to like the feeling of being proud of myself, which is pretty cool. I say that all the time. People say like, oh, prepping. There was a girl messaging me on Instagram. Do you have any advice for my friend? She's prepping and it's really hard for her. I'm like, Tell her she's fucking lucky to be prepping. It's a luxury to be prepping. What, you're eating 6 meals a day when there's people starving every day? What, you're going to the gym every day when there's people who are in jail every day? You're a little bit hungry because you want to lose body fat to look a certain way when there's people who are sick in the hospital? When people say, oh, prep is hard. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, it can be challenging, but it's your choice to do prep. Real suffering is losing everything. Real suffering, I've seen it in the shelter. I've seen I was eating every day with people from the street. That's real suffering. One time I had my tray and I actually cried. You know why? Because I was like walking around trying to sit with somebody who didn't cut my appetite. This is the place where I was. This is the people I was around. That's suffering. It's being stuck and controlled by the demons that that you're powerless over, like gambling, drug addiction, porn addiction, depression. All that's like mental illness, like schizophrenia. All that stuff. That's real suffering. Prep is a luxury. Prep is a blessing. You should be happy. You should go 100%. Go play some video games. Go for a walk. But don't come to me and say prep is hard. Because that gets to me. It's not. It's a blessing. You should be lucky to be able to do that.